A good Erev Shabbos. This week's Parshas Mishpatim. Parshas Mishpatim comes right after the Aseres HaDibros from last week's Parsha, where we mentioned the 10 commandments, the 10 general Dibros from the Rabbanu Shalom. Parshas Mishpatim deals more with the details, more with the quote-unquote mundane halachos or laws that we have. And one of the laws that Hashem gives us is, as in the pasuk, "Sirach amar tzainecha roivetz tachas masai." If you would see the donkey of your enemy, that its burden is that he's lying under its burden, would you refrain from helping him? You have to certainly help him. That's the pasuk. That if you see a donkey that's struggling with a load, you have to help it. It's not possible that you wouldn't help it. And it's very interesting is that this is the only halacha in the Torah that is said in the form of a rhetorical question. As the pasuk says, would you refrain from helping him? Like almost incredulous. If you see an animal suffering, would you not help it? And Rav Soloveitchik points out that what it's saying is it possible that a Jew would be so insensitive so as not to help? It's not possible. It's almost comical. It's comical to think that there'd be an animal suffering and you wouldn't help it. It's a lesson for all of us. What it is telling us is that if there's anyone that is suffering, if anyone's suffering under a burden of any kind, and Rav Soloveitchik says, whether it's emotional or spiritual or physical, whatever it may be, you have the same obligation. And the Torah is saying it as a Dvar Pashat, as something that's such an obvious thing that it's almost comical to the Torah that it has to mention it at all. So let's all keep in mind this Shabbos. If we see someone struggling under their burden, whatever burden it may be, and we all have our own burdens, but try to help a fellow Jew. It's, again, the pasuk is the only time in the Torah, the only halach in the whole Torah that's said in the form of a rhetorical question, because it's almost comical to the Torah to think that you wouldn't do it. So let's all try to keep that in mind. You see someone suffering, say a nice word. Try to help them out in whatever way you can. Have a good Shabbos.